Hi guys, welcome to tutorial rays, and in this video you are learning about Python. So in this chapter I'm going to discuss about list in Python. We have already discussed about list in data types of Python, so in brief, but in this chapter we are going to dive into detail about Python. So the first question is, what is list? List and tuples are most used of all data types in Python. As I mentioned before, that I've already discussed about this list in data type section. The second point is, list is written in comma separated. You have already seen in data type section that it is separated by comma values between square brackets. Unlike array, data types of list doesn't have to be of the same type. So if you come from C, C++, Java background, then you might be aware that the data type must be same. Either you can store integer or string in a single array. But unlike array, in a list you can store the data type which is of varied types. Below are some of the examples of list which is comma separated. So here is Maruti Suzuki with is string, Fiat is string, 2019 is year and which is integer, and 1000 also integer. Roll number and alphabets. So as mentioned above, the index of list starts from 0 and the list elements can be accessed through its index. Now the next thing is how to access value. The value of list can be accessed using its index. Just write the list name and pass the index inside the square bracket and its value can be accessed. So for example, cars, Maruti Suzuki, Fiat 2019 and 1000. Roll number 34 to 56 45 50. So if you want to display the value of cars, then just write 0. So that means it will display Maruti Suzuki. And if you print roll number, then 1 to 4, that means it will start from 1 and up to 4. So after executing the code, there will be following the results. So why don't see this in practical examples? So let's open your favorite text editor and try to execute this code there. Just I'm going to save this with the name as list. So PD courses, then in F drive, my F drive, then Python, and then core. So inside this I'm going to save as list.py. Okay, now we will, so there will be no semicolon at all in this. Now try to execute this. So let's write here Python and then list.py. So it is displaying nothing. Now we want, if you want to display Maruti Suzuki, in that case we need to write here print and then write here cars and then pass its index. So why I'm writing here 0? Because the index of this one is 0, the index of this one is 1, and index of this one is 2, and index of this one is 3. So that is why we have written here 0, because the Maruti Suzuki index is 0, because I've already mentioned that a list value can be accessed using its index, and index always start from 0. That's why. Now try to execute again and see the result. So you can see as expected, the result is displaying here Maruti Suzuki. Now there was another example of this roll number. So now if you want to access the roll number from 2 to 45, okay, so these three, so what we will do, we will simply write here print and then a roll number, roll number, and then 1 2 1 2 3, right? So 1 2 3 1 2 3, yeah. So why I'm writing 1 2 3, what does it mean? This one is 0 1 2 and 3 and 4. So we want to access from 1 to 3. That means it will display these three. So let's try to execute this code and you see the results yourself. So you can see, oh sorry, there will be no dash actually, there will be here colon, actually colon, okay. So try to execute now. Oh, sorry, 245, okay. So it is displaying between 1 to 3. So 2 and 56, yeah, it is displaying fine. So it is, if you want to display 45 also, then you simply put 4. So it will display 1 to 0, 0 1 2 3 up to 3. So it is displaying now 2 56 and 45. So that means this one is displayed between 1 and 4, so excluding 4. So that means it is total, it is displaying 3. And in this section you will learn how to update the list. So the list element can be updated also. This can be implemented either through slash or append. Example, so Maruti Suzuki Fiat 2019 1000 and print at index 2 cars 2. So it will display Fiat. Now let's update it. So cars, then 2020, so the new list will display the 2020. So let me show you with example. Suppose I want to update this year 2019 to 2020. So how I can do that? Simply let's write here cars and then, so its index is 0 1 2, so simply write here 2 and then write here 2020, sorry, not 20, 2020. And then if you try to access 0 1 2, so this index, so what I've done here, first I have replaced this one with this one, and then I am trying to access the value of index 2 because this is 0 1 and 2. So if I'm trying to access the index value of 2, then it will display, it should display this time 2020. So let's try and check. So here let's run this code again and you can see, oh, it is Maruti Suzuki. 1 second, there is something wrong. Sorry, actually I've not saved that. That is why it was displaying the previous value. So let's try to run again. So you can see this time it is displaying 2020, which is updated value from here. And then let's now check how to delete elements of list in Python. Using del statement, we can delete the element of any list. For that, you need to pass the index of element. For example, here you can see cars, Maruti Suzuki. So if you want to delete cars 2, in that case 2019 will be deleted. So let's try this. Here what I'll do, simply write here del and then cars 2. So what it will do, actually it will find the index. So first of all it will match the index. So the index is here 0, 1, 2. So the index is this one. So ultimately this value will be deleted, and when this time we will print the cars 2, so this time the value will be different. So let's save it and try to run. So as you can see, this time the value is displaying 1000 because this 2019 or 2020 has been deleted here using its index 2. Now suppose you have a list and you want to check whether the certain element exists or not. In that case you can use in cars. For example, if you want to check if Fiat exists in cars, in that case we will write here if Fiat in cars, then print Fiat is found inside cars. So let me show you with example. Here let's comment this one. And this one also. And now let's write this. It will check if Fiat exists in cars. If it will exist, then this message will display, or else it won't show anything. So let's try by executing this code. Oh, there is something wrong. Invalid character in identifier. Okay, so here is something wrong. Let me write here. Print and then double quote and here as well. Okay, so parenthesis was missing, I believe. That's why it was not showing. So now try to execute this code and see. Oh, still similar. I believe there was junk character here. Just I copied pad, that's why. So simply I put a tab here, and if you try to run this, then I can see it is displaying here that Fiat is found inside cars. And in this section you will learn how to find the length of the list. So simply using the length function we can find the length of a list. So in this case, if you write here print then len, and inside that we will pass here cars. So it will display the total length of our list. So you can see it is displaying here total length 4, because you can see here the total length of our list is 4 total. 1 2 3 4. That's why it is displaying here 4. And now let's see that how to add new item in a list. So simply to add a new item into the list, we can use the append method. So let me show you how to do that. So here I will write cars dot append, and then here I'll write Mercedes. Okay, now if I print here total length, then it should display 5. So it is displaying 5 here as expected. Also, if you try to access its element by using 5, for example, so total were 1 2 3 4, 0 1 2 3, and then 4. So if you write here 4, then it is displaying Mercedes because it is appended here. If you want to add an item at the selected index, use the insert method. In the previous section, you just saw that it is possible to append a new element in the list, but the problem is that it was adding at the last of the list. But if you want to add at selected index, in that case insert method is very useful. For example, if you want to insert just after Maruti Suzuki, for example Sui 500, then we can use this selected index. So after Maruti Suzuki, it will show, or it will get inserted Sui 500. So let's see one example. So here cars, then this time it will be insert, and then here you need to pass the index. For example, I'm passing here 1, and now at index 1, if you check the list, then you will see here Mercedes. If I change this one to 3, and then try to access here with 1, this time it will display something different, not Mercedes. It is displaying Fiat here, but if I write here 3, in that case it will display you Mercedes.